Hi guys, it's Nancy and I'm back with another video for Lavinia World. And today we're going to make this pretty easy stamp. There's a lot of elements on here, but it's actually pretty easy to put together. So we're going to use a piece of the Lavinia Multifarious card. This is the cream colored, and I will link everything down below in the description for you so you can order all of these items from Lavinia World. But this is a very heavy duty cardstock. It's really smooth. It says it's 330 GSM, which is a little over 100-pound weight in US. Okay, but I'm using the cream color, and I've cut it down to 5 1/4 by 4 in size. And the first thing I want to do is stamp out my moon. And I'm just going to use the gray ink for the moon, which is Morning Mist. And I'm just going to put that in the top corner. And I probably should have grabbed a little piece of foam for my stamping pad. To help give it a little bit of give. Okay, moon's all done. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is stamp the little acorn house, which is called Acorn Dwelling. And I did that in some dark brown. I believe I used pine cone for that one. Oh, no, fallen leaves. And I'm just going to move that off to the right of the page here. Pretty good. That little extra piece of foam, or just putting an extra couple sheets of paper under your stamping area, really helped to give a good impression when you're using these stamps without a stamp positioner. Okay, then I had my little bunny rabbits. So here they are. They are called Wild Hares Set Small. And I had this guy right here in front, and his little neighbor right here, chit-chatting with him. And we're going to do both of those in the Nocturne. And I like these inks because they're pigment ink, so you get full dark coverage. The ink just sticks really well. Perfect. Okay, next I added a little pixie, and this one is small pixies, and you can do it with or without the pixies. I just thought, you know, what's a Lavinia scene without having a little pixie? And one in Fantasia. Okay. Okay, then we're bringing in the bluebells. And for the bluebells, I'm using two different colors. I'm actually using bluebell at the top. And Shady Lane for the base. Okay, looks pretty good. And then one last stamp. This is the cherry blossom branch. Now, of course, this could be a daytime scene. I don't know why I made it a nighttime scene, but I just had to use that moon. And for the cherry blossom, I'm going to go in with that same dark green, the Shady Lane. And ink that whole thing up. And that's going to come right off from the right side of the page. Right kind of okay, so that's it for our stamping. Now we're going to do some of the coloring and the shading, which is really not that hard to do. So as before, just going to take some torn paper and do my ground, and I'm going to use some of the Shady Lane, just using an ink blender. Okay, so now we have our ground done. And then for the sky, I have this a little plastic circle that I've cut out of acetate, and it fits exactly over that moon. So I'm just going to hold it in place. I did have a little bit of adhesive on there, but I think it's pretty much rubbed off at this point. I'm going to use a little bit of medieval blue. Tap into that a little bit, and I'm just going to bring an extra piece of paper in here and just start off the outside edge and lightly kind of bring that in, and I'm just going to swirl that in. Turn my card, again start off the edge, tap off a little bit of extra, swirl that in, and go all around the moon here. Try not to have your mask go with you. I need that mask to stay in place. Really being darker on the edge of the card. So as it comes down towards the middle, it is a little lighter. And you can always layer it and keep adding more layers if you want it to be darker. Okay, so that was Medieval Blue. Okay, and that's pretty much it for the scene. And now is the fun part, which is just coloring it. So for the moon itself, just took some shimmer pen and colored all around the moon to give it shimmer. Okay, and then I'm bringing in my fun gel pens. And I'm just going to go in and kind of dot where the flowers are. And all that's going to do is it's just going to highlight those flowers. You don't have to do every single one, but it really makes an impact when you hold this card up, because the light hits the metallic or glitter, whatever you're using in your gel pens, and it really makes it pop. Almost like they're glowing. And of course, we need a little bit of sparkle pen in our little fairy's wings. Okay, and I do want to color in the little acorn. I'm just going to bring in some colored pencils for that. And you can use markers, pastels, pencils, whatever you have. Watercolors even. This paper is pretty sturdy, so it will hold up to some light watercoloring. And then we want some gray for our stones. Okay, and then I am going to take a little bit of Gamsol, which will just kind of dilute those colors a little bit and move them around. So a little bit here on the gray. Just smooths out the wax from the color pencils so you don't have the lines, the brush strokes. And you'll know when that's drying out because it will stop moving the color around. But all it does is, again, it just loosens up the wax in the pencils and makes it a lot smoother for coloring. If you're not great with coloring, like I am not great with coloring, color pencils with Gamsol are a great option. If you make a mistake, you can always go in there and erase it. And then, like I said, the Gamsol just kind of smooths that out for you. And these are just paper blending stumps. And when they get dull, you can just take what's basically sandpaper and sand them down until they're sharp again, or until the color is cleaned off if you want to switch colors. But they're very, very inexpensive, so I have a couple for each color. I do want to be careful when I'm going around my stamped areas, like the bunnies and stuff, because I don't want to smudge that. So I'm just kind of carefully going around them as I blend my pencil out here. You can see how much better that looks now. And you don't need to do a fixative or anything. Once that's done, it's good to go. All right. So just need to add a couple more spots with the markers. So we have these cherry blossoms up top. I want to add some sparkle to those. Okay, that's too bright of a pink. I want a lighter pink. There we go. And all I'm doing is just filling in my flowers. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just enough so when the light hits it, you get this little bit of sparkle. I'm also going to do a little dot at the end of the branch, almost like there are new buds on there. Putting a little dark pink in the middle, in the center. Okay, and I think that's all I really did. I think I did a little bit of highlight on the stones here. That's pretty much it. You can always add a little bit more on the acorn. Okay. And then just put it on a card front. So there you can see how easy it is to put that little scene together. I hope you enjoyed watching this. It's pretty quick and easy, especially if you're a beginner to these stamps. I know it can seem very overwhelming because there are so many beautiful designs by so many people that are enjoying these stamps. But here's a simple A2 size card, again, cut down to 5 1/4 by 4, just stamping out a couple elements and some very simple coloring, and we have put together a fun little fantasy scene. If you have any questions, post them below. I will link all the products for you down in the description to Lavinia World. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Thanks for watching and keep on stamping. Bye-bye.